Hello, assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Fatima. Welcome to my channel. So today's videos are about basically what are the courses that I provide. Yes, I do provide courses, and the courses I provide right now are all MRCP theory exam courses. So I have courses for FOP, TAS, AKP, as well as there is a revision batch for the FOP and TAS. So I'll be describing the course details to you, and although all the information are available on the website, but still just to cut down on your time, I'll be reading all those to you. So the first course that I provide is MRCP 1 or FOP and TAS course. This batch is usually 4.5 to 5 month long, and it is a complete batch. It is combined for FOP and TAS. Okay, and many people ask whether this time is enough or not. Absolutely it is enough. Whether you're going for self-study, whether you're going for say any courses or any online courses, anything of that sort, any kind of help you get, 4 to 5 months is absolutely fine and more than enough for preparing, given that you're consistent. Okay, so this batch, first of all, you have to enroll, and there are some terms and conditions for enrollment, which is again available on the website. You can pay the fee to me personally. After that, you'll be given a particular passcode and username by which you can get access to the course. So say now you have access to FOP and TAS course. Okay, so what does the course bring you, and what are the details of the course, what are the timings of the course, what will be covered in the course? The first one is the timings. So we'll have the classes, and most of the classes, I mean 95% of classes in this batch is live class, FOP and TAS, every Saturday and Sunday from 5 to 9 p.m. UAE time. Now the classes are live, and I have decided to put them on during the weekends because it's easy for doctors all over the world. Whether you're in any part of the world, usually these 2 days are weekends, so it's easily accessible to you and you can manage time. In case you are not able to attend the live class, or even if you attend the live class, you will be given recordings, and the recordings will be given almost the next day, very next day, and you will get the access until the exam. For example, if you're going for say June 2025 exam, so the batch will start around January end or February. See, it starts from January, so you will be given access from January till June. Okay, full time 24-hour access, and you can watch the videos as per your convenience during any time. You'll be given your passcode as well as username. You can make the best use of it. So the classes are usually live, and in case I have an emergency duty, or in case there is some personal work, or in case any other cases, that is the only time I decide to put up a recording. Otherwise, I'm very consistent, and I love taking the live class as it ensures a lot of personal interaction. So what about the books, the study materials, and past year papers? So you will be given the PDF of the books. You will get access to the PDF of every study material that is required for this course, as well as you will get access to the past year papers. So this is something you don't need to purchase from outside. Okay, third thing is, do you need to buy any question bank? Absolutely no. In my class, I have been teaching for almost 3 years now. Not even in one batch I have suggested use of past test or any other online question bank. Just make sure you're not wasting your time in any of that sort, because it's not very useful. So right now it's not useful. Maybe a few years ago it was useful, but not right now. So yeah, all the study materials you'll get access to. And how do we study? So basically the entire course is like 4.5 to 5 months. We basically study each and every system in elaborate manner. For example, if I start with endocrine system, so it will not be covering only important topics of endocrine. It will start from what are the major endocrine glands, what are the hormones secreted by the glands, how the hormones act, then what are the different type of hormones, then each endocrine gland disorders, say disorder of pancreas, so that would be diabetes, disorder of the thyroid gland, hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, Graves disease, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, disorder of the adrenal gland, say Addison's Cushing, then we have a primary adrenal insufficiency, CAH. Okay, so each and every system, whether it's endocrine, cardiology, respiratory, I don't only cover or focus on the important topics. It's actually created in a way to give you a very good base of the entire system. After finishing each system, say we have class on Saturday and Sunday, usually on the Saturday's class and Sundays, about half of Sunday's class will finish the system. Last 40 minutes to 1 hour is completely dedicated to solving the past paper questions of that particular system. Say Saturday and Sunday we were doing endocrine system, so Sunday 1 hour at the end of the class, mostly it's 40 minutes to 1 hour, we'll be solving past year papers, because it's not only important to simply study the topics, it's extremely important to understand that okay, you have studied, but what kind of questions come in exam from these particular topics, or what is the pattern of the questions in the topics. So I have a different range of students, alhamdulillah, in my class. Some of them are beginners, some of them are residents, some of them are already finished residency, some of them are even consultants, but all of them know pediatrics, right? So why do they need to study pediatrics, be it self-study or be it you're joining a course? Why is that necessary? It is necessary to understand that every exam has different pattern of their questions. So to understand the pattern, you have to be very familiar, you have to be very consistent. That is the reason after every class we solve the past papers of that particular system, because what happens is that you need to understand what type of pattern of, what is the pattern of questions. Second, you need to be able to correlate. Correlation is extremely important. A lot of us, we study but we do not correlate the topics. Okay, so this is important to correlate. So this way we finish every system. We start from endocrine, cardiology, respiratory, every system, ethics, palliative, psychiatry, then there is statistics, neonatology, emergency. All the systems will be covered along with the past papers. Okay, once we are done with all the system, and in between the systems we have mocks. Okay, so what are the mocks? Say this week we have studied endocrine system Saturday and Sunday, so on the coming Friday we'll go with a short mock test on endocrine system. So I always suggest students to appear for the mock test at least. Nobody's going to give marks or nobody's going to scold you, but again, to be familiar with the pattern of question and to correlate, that's the only purpose of mock. It's extremely important if you don't do mocks. Then we have major system mock as well as minor system mocks. Major systems are like the big systems, cardiology, endocrinology, respiratory, all this, and then the minor systems are systems that are covered in a short time. So after we finish all the systems, we have a major system and minor system mock. Then we start studying intensely, okay, on the yearly mocks. That period is extremely crucial for any batch. Yearly mocks means in 1 year we have 3 dates: Feb, June and October, right? So each date there are 2 exams, FOP and TAS. So will be basically in 1 year, that means there will be 6 papers. So we are going to solve each and every paper, about 5 to 6 year questions minimum. I would say minimum 5 year questions. And how do we solve it? Is not simply reading the question and reading the answer, because the past papers are readily available online. Everybody provides the past papers, but it is important you understand that the questions are repeated but with a different pattern. The format or the framing of the sentences is slightly changed. Okay, so this is how each system is taught, along with solving the system wise recalls, or we can say past papers. After that we go with solving the yearly recalls. Okay, what about the clinical cases? Now what I suggest is that clinical cases, FOP and TAS, one of the book is from 2014, another book is from 2017. So I don't suggest my students to go and read them, all of them, because they are not much updated. But yeah, these are beautiful cases. You can study them, you can have a read in case you are interested, okay, or in case you have some free time after studying the entire system. But it is required for you to study certain systems. Usually I tell them in class and I provide the classes and we discuss whatever is required, not everything at all, but mainly whatever systems are required. So these are the major system clinical cases that are covered in the class, okay. And I kind of have a target in each batch that before 1.5 months we should be completely done. At least 1 month, 10 days before the exam, we should be complete with everything, every system, and then we'll follow only yearly recalls on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. Okay, this is what I do. And in between, yes, there will be students who are going to have bad time, or say due to personal reasons they're going to have fallout, or they're going to be lagging. In that case, I do provide a schedule that okay, you can study. I always speak to them and individual according to their own schedule, how much time they can give according to their caliber, which is something they tell me, and I also can assist them since I teach them for some time. That's how I usually make a schedule and provide them. Apart from that, we have a regular schedule for each batch, and completely and strictly, almost strictly, I stick to that. So this is all about the FOP and TAS batch, inshallah. If you join this batch, you know it should be easy for you. Alhamdulillah, the results have been very good. You can take reviews online, you can ask people. I do not do any kind of advertising. I do not waste money on advertising. I nowhere. Most of the students that I get are usually by word of mouth from my previous batch students. Alhamdulillah, that's how it works. So yeah, you can take reviews from anywhere or anyone who has taken my classes, and you can just look online, and then or you can watch some demo videos that I provide, and then you can enroll in the class. Thank you so much. Okay, so now details of the AKP batch. The AKP batch is usually 3.5 to about 4 months of duration. Again, you need to enroll into the course. You'll be given a passcode and a username and passcode by which you can get access to the videos during the entire time of the course, okay, as well as access to all the study materials. Now, many people ask me, is this time enough, like 3.5 to 4 months for AKP? Yes, it is enough if you study intensely. Also, most of my students who study FOP and TAS with me, they usually cover even the AKP with me. So that becomes super easy for me to direct them. And before joining the class, I always ask them to, go through at least one book, that is survival guide. Just go through it, if not completely study everything else, okay. So I'll just read out what are the what are the points or what are the things that are included in this course. This is a pre-recorded batch, but alhamdulillah, the results of AKP batch are extremely good. They are in fact better than FOP and TAS batch, okay. So there is about 50 plus classes to prepare you for the AKP exam. And how are these classes conducted? Again, they are all system-wise classes: endocrine, cardiology, respiratory, everything. Apart from that, we know after there is a lot of systems, as well as there is some intense clinical part in case of AKP. So there is classes on ECG, EEG, radiology, audiogram, cardiac catheterization, ventilator settings, and there are some pictures and syndromes. So separate classes for those topics as well, okay. So how do we study? Usually in FOP and TAS we go elaborately, right, as I explained. But for AKP we don't study every system elaborately, that we don't study from A to Z in every system. What we do is that we study the important topics of every system, okay, the most commonest asked topic or the important topics of every system. After that, we go through the past papers or questions related to that particular system. This is how we do AKP. Again, even though it is a pre-recorded batch, there is a particular schedule maintained, and I try to maintain and try to direct them as much as possible. I try to hold meetings live meetings, so that asking them if they're doing good, taking a review, taking feedbacks, if anybody has any issue, addressing them. So it won't be like, okay, you get access to the videos and that's it. No, you will be provided with guidance, inshallah, throughout up to your exam. This also has an access period. I'll be mentioning the access period. Say you're going for the May exam, so the batch is going to start around January end, so you will get access from the starting till your May exam. Okay, that is how each of the courses are. And yeah, after finishing all the systems, again we go with yearly recalls, and the yearly recalls are in AKP are not a lot, but are very, 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 very important. And AKP exam difficulty level, I would say, has increased over the last 1 year. That's what I could see by seeing the past paper questions, and from after getting reviews or feedbacks from the candidates who appeared for the exam. This is how AKP is prepared, and we do have mock test for AKP as well, weekly mock test. Okay, so this is all about AKP batch, and hopefully this will be beneficial as well. Thank you. Okay, so the next batch is last minute revision batch. This is basically a revision batch for FOP and TAS, and this is separate for TAS and separate for FOP. Okay, and this batch is a pre-recorded batch, but I have taken some time to design this course very carefully, basically to boost your confidence level. So please understand that it is not a replacement for the regular batch. What's taught in 5 to 6 months of time is not possible to be taught in 1 month. Okay, unfortunately, I'm saying this very humbly. But what do we cover? We cover the most important topics of FOP and TAS. For example, in TAS there is about 40 to 50 important topics which you cover. There is higher chances you'll be able to pass. Then in FOP there is not overall important topics, but there are some important guidelines as well as important topics system wise. So usually we cover the important topics, and after that we solve recalls. There is more than 10 recall papers that are solved along with explanation. Then we have clinical cases discussion for the major cases only. As I explained, that clinical cases is something that you should do when you are free, or you have an ample of time, or you are done with studying every system along with the past papers. It is not something that you rush in the last moment. So only the ones that is very relevant to the system, that is usually taught in this particular batch. Okay, so even though this is again a pre-recorded batch, but there is always a schedule. I believe that there has to be a schedule. Without schedule we can't be on track. So again, a schedule will be provided to keep you on track. There will be a mock to assess. You can assess yourself before the exam, as well as you're given, as like any other batch, you are given your own passcode, as well as you're given the username to get access to the recorded sessions at any time, during any time or any day, until your particular respective course ends. Okay, so these are the details of the last minute revision batch, and hopefully it will be helpful for you. Thank you.